This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our IP Livecast. Today, we share a story about a malnourished, white supremacist, ginger, who challenged a Jewish man to an MMA fight, and it did not go well for him. In the interest of fairness, we reached out to Sean to defend the master race, but he was having his own MMA fight with sunlight on a 60-degree day. Our IP Livecast starts now.
Sean. I wonder how Sean is doing.
That's weird. She
Is he
said
having a hot dog.
She said M-A so perfectly, and then she just turned into Mindy Mayer to say Sean. Sean.
Welcome to RIP Livecast. It is Saturday, August 19th, 2023.
Oh, I thought you were going to stop at 2000. I thought we went back in time for a minute.
Well, actually, I believe it was recently. This week it was like the 20-year anniversary of the blackout, which blew my mind that it's been 20 years.
Man, that blackout was something else. I don't know. Maybe some portion of our audience was too young to even remember that, but it was right after 9/11. It was less than 2 full years after 9/11. Everybody, I mean, everybody thought that Al Qaeda was attacking our electrical grid when that blackout happened. And I got to tell this story briefly. One of the 2 days of that blackout, I was hanging out with Rob. I don't remember what we were doing.
It must have been the second day. Like once it was more of a brownout.
Yes, and you were around my neighborhood, and my neighbor had come down, and my neighbor, because everyone kind of congregated in the street to figure out what the fuck is happening, you know. And he was like a weird conspiracy theorist, and like pre-MAGA, like before Trump was a politician. And he just started freaking out about Al Qaeda. We have to go door to door and make sure there's no Al Qaedas around. And he's like, you know what the Arabs are doing now? They're going to the house by house. They're taking the, those red signs that have the house number. They light up at night. Mm-hmm. They're like little red. He said inside of those, there's like barium or some kind of radioactive. Arabs are going around taking all those red sign materials and making a dirty bomb, and they're going to blow us all up. And he said, come stay with me. And Rob and I were just like looking at each other like, this is the best, most.
I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, his name was Dave. I don't know if that jogs a memory bell for you.
Well, my memory from the blackout, I'm sure we've talked about this on the show before, but I just went and found my friend who was at the time a drug dealer, which is the best person you want to be around because we had the time of our lives. I wasn't the only one that had this idea. It was like everyone we knew, and we basically hung out at his house. We all partied. We smoked a bunch of weed. A bunch of people dropped ecstasy. I may or may not have partaken. And it was just like a very enlightening evening under the stars with no light pollution from the neighborhood. But I do remember in my stoned stupor having a similar kind of paranoid trail of like, what if this was all just like a plot from the FX show The Americans, where people wanted to break into some
that show hadn't been on yet. Did you conceive of that show?
I know what
maybe, but I just mean it was some sort of undercover operation where they needed to turn off the electricity at this one factory to break in and get some secrets, and they ended up just tripping a wire that took out the entire Northeast, but they still got in and they got what they needed and they got out, and then this whole, and these are relatively fun, positive stories, but I heard plenty of nightmare stories to the point that I had like the equivalent of survivor's guilt.
Oh,
like,
no.
oh, my night was great, but that sounds like a miserable way to spend the blackout. People on the trains, because the blackout started around. I remember I was watching Roseanne. It was like a summer day, obviously. It was August. Yeah. I was watching Roseanne reruns, and the TV went out, and it took me like a good few minutes to figure out, all the power is out. And then I was just bored. I'm like, I'm going to go find my friend. And we hung out and partied. But for other people, it was much more torturous, and they were trapped somewhere, had to get home to children or pets or whatever. And crazy times.
Yeah, my mother got stuck in Manhattan She was working there. Oh, she was actually working in Newark, I think, and she got stuck there first. And then, and the crazy friend, I told him, he's not really my friend, my neighbor. I said to him, "Oh yeah, my mother's working in Newark." She's like, "Oh, Newark's on fire, dude." Just immediately, what?
Wait, your friend is Hulk Hogan? Your friend is Hulk Hogan? Newark's on fire, dude.
Exactly,
brother.
And I said, first of all, it's bullshit. Second of all, even if that was true, why would you just say that, to blurt that out to someone who just told you their mother is in Newark?
Seriously.
So she got stuck there for a little while, somehow got out of Newark, wound up in Penn Station, and they herded everybody into Penn Station to like just sit there, and like, because there were no trains going or anything. So like a lot of people were just sitting until the city could figure out some method of moving these people out. So she just sat in Penn Station until like the middle of the night, like 2 or 3 o'clock or something like that.
And then how did she eventually get back?
I don't remember. Honestly, I can ask her and give an update to the story, but I think they just got a bunch of buses together and got people to go where they had to go.
Oh, okay.
Like
that makes sense.
I can't really remember the details. But.
Yeah, I remember like all these bars just were giving out booze and stuff, like, you know, perishable things that couldn't be refrigerated. I remember on Brighton.
Oh boy.
What they did, they were not giving shit out.
Well, come on, that's where all the Russians live. They don't.
They brought what they did. What the grocery stores did was they brought the freezer trucks that they would, you know, ship stuff, and they put all their shit in the trucks, and they would sell out of the trucks. Like I'm sure it was this, you know, some sort of discount. But you know they were, or maybe it was a markup even.
Yeah,
you
probably.
know, because
I
they
would
were
guess
the only
it was the markup.
Block up these yes, nothing is free.
Yeah.
So let us know your blackout memories, good or bad. You can always email us, raplivecast@gmail.com. Or if you want to interact with us directly, hop onto Discord. It's a chat service. If you go to raplivecast.com, you can get the link to our specific community on Discord. And the three of us are on there, very active, with some active live casters sharing links all week long. Some of the stuff we end up talking about in the show, we originally discussed in the Discord. So have your voice heard.
Rob has
by a bunch of degenerates.
Way more active in the Discord since a few months ago. It's like used to pop in and out. Now you're like you live in there, like the two of us.
Yeah, that's unemployment.
Saying it.
But also, yeah, it's because it's fun. It's a fun place to share links. It coincides with my screen time on my mobile increasing greatly, and just stumbling on more links and stuff, and thinking, oh, this is fun for this community. You know, a big anxiety about finding a good piece of content while doing social browsing is
toilet.
who do I share this with? Who would appreciate this the most? Or do I even go a grander scale and retweet it to everyone so everyone I know sees it?
Right.
So how do you decide between the two?
It depends how funny I think something is. Or if I think this is something that everyone would find funny, or a specific person would find funny, or something related to a joke or a meme on the show, or then I know that the entire Discord would find it funny. You know, like,
well, that's
like I've been enjoying sharing links about that billionaire creepazoid who's the vampire guy.
I haven't heard anything from him in a few weeks.
He's out of blood. He's starting to decay. He's out of blood. His son
is to make more kids.
His son is a withered husk. That's what's really good, I feel, about our Discord and our show audience in general, is that I feel like we've over 15 years like cultivated an atmosphere where we talk about everything very candidly. So they're very receptive of any type of meme or any type of story. It's like I go to some other Discord, like, what the fuck you posting in here? Like, get the fuck out of here, you know. So it makes me decline to participate. But we just have such an open world map, I would say, to relate it to gaming. You know, it's like we're just all over it. We're everywhere. So that it makes the content very very diverse.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a diverse roster of Discordians, I feel, as well. feel people
That's-
from all over the world.
That's for sure.
Speaking of worldly people, Shannon mentioned it at the top of the show. The viral video of the moment is this Jewish Israeli UFC fighter, Natan Levy, who challenged a supporter of far-right provocateur Nick Fuentes.
Oh, he challenged the Nazi? I thought it was the other way around. I could be wrong.
Sure.
I could be mistaken.
I'm not quite sure, but
or was it like the Nazi?
Yeah, no. Natan made the offer, and this
Natan
guy
Dugas.
Was it that Natan, like the guy put out an open challenge and Natan accepted it? Was it like that, or?
I imagine it was more something along the lines of white people are superior to Jews, and then this UFC fighter was like, "Oh, so you think you're superior to me because you're not Jewish?" And he was like, "Yeah." So he's like, "Oh, well, come fight me." I imagine that was the exchange.
This is the real life version of Mark B's challenge to the Klansman. This is that actually happening.
2 guys enter, 1 guy leaves, and I promise you, Clans motherfucker, it won't be you.
It finally happened.
That's a great
This
point.
is like if Mark trained Mormando for like decades, got like the just super jacked, and
Me
then
and my
challenged
wife
the
are very well
Klansman.
trained in Momando.
This is so exciting. I hope he's seen the video.
You don't belong here.
Do we want to see the interview beforehand where the guy is just kind of being like, "Hey, so do you really think white people are, like, why do you?"
Sure.
Why,
is it
why
Tony Schiavone interviewing him?
Oh no, no, it's.
Is it with the Nazi or with Natan Dugas?
So first, it starts with an interview with Natan, giving his side of the story. Then the white supremacist comes, and Natan kind of like gets in his face, like, "Oh, so what do you think about the Jews?" And then so they have an interview, and then they go in the ring. So I guess we could just scan around.
Oh, this is after they've already agreed to fight.
Yes, but before they fought.
I see. I thought this was like the video that started all of this.
No,
I understand now. Okay.
Okay, so here we go.
A few days ago, some wimp on Twitter posted a picture of his slim tricep, said this is what every white nationalist should look like. This is what everybody who follows Nick Fuentes should look like.
He is also a Holocaust denier who advocate race war and, I kid you not, burning women alive in America.
Somebody tagged me and I commented, he built like a chopstick, definitely not a threat. Some guy jumped in the thread named Ben. And he said he's willing to come meet me to defend Nick Fuentes' honor and come spar with me. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, whatever, come, no problem. Bring the women from the picture too and Nicholas Fuentes. We can all meet. I'll Venmo you some cash for the gas.
I want to mention what's so interesting. His accent is a mix of Israeli and French Canadian. It seems like.
Oh man, it's less oppressive. I have to say. I feel like it's softening the Israeli accent.
Yeah, it is.
He doesn't roll his R's as much.
I like poutine. Poutine is delicious.
Rob, how would you feel if you went to your next jiu-jitsu class and this guy was across from you, wanting to grapple? What would you think? Would you be into it?
Yeah, I like fighting different people. It's different techniques.
And then what if after the match he followed you into the shower?
You wanted a little tickle.
Well, there were no showers at my gym, actually.
Is that because of Holocaust sensitivities?
Oh. Yeah, well, Natan Dugas definitely wouldn't go there if there were showers.
No, he'd go and he'd defend everyone. He'd save lives.
He'd save people from the gas showers.
Yeah.
I find that hard to believe.
No, it is a non-sexual environment. I do not. That part of my brain isn't triggered.
I'm just asking
more
if you think
focused
he's hot.
on.
Come on, Rob. You know where he's going with this.
Oh yeah, no, I think he's attractive.
Okay.
He's not like mind blown, but like yeah.
Can we comment on the fact also that he's wearing a stolen version of our jiu-jitsu shirt? This motherfucker. in the.
I mean,
in the fight?
it's an obvious joke to make. I can't imagine that we're the.
But it's like the same design, even.
It's not the same design.
It's even a picture of Noah. What does that have to do with Natan Dugas?
Where is Noah?
No, I'm kidding. It's not.
The troll talking shit online. To my surprise, he DM'd me.
Who was
Told me he's coming to town, and he would love to take me up on the offer. All of a sudden, it wasn't as mean-spirited as it was prior. It's all about respect. Respect, bro.
Here he is.
Hi. He's my sparring partner for today.
He's on a waiver.
Waiver is good. His sign, everything's good.
Ready to go.
Yeah, I saw one of his posts come across
like,
Twitter. It was like critical.
Incel Ronald McDonald, I guess. Is that accurate, or like chunky
I could see
carrot
it,
top?
or like what Bill Clinton looked like in high school.
Oh my god!
That's perfect.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Of somebody who associates himself with America first and the political values that I value.
Fuck off.
We all know that Israel controls the right wing. We all know that Jews run the world. We all know that they are not Christian. We all know they hate God.
As a defender of that, and as a former martial arts experience trained person myself, I thought it'd be fun to come spar.
What is this guy?
Look at how fucking this guy's body language right now. He's sucking his gut in. He's so nervous.
Also, he
Look at
looks
his body, fun to come-
extremely Jewish. Am I crazy? He looks
I
very
see it.
Jewish to me.
Got the Jew fro.
The nose, the whole. He looks
Nicholas
more Jewish
Fuentes?
than
Can I just-
Natan.
Nick Fuentes is the lead.
I mean, before we even see the match, though, like this has to be trolling, right? I mean, he knows he's going to get his ass kicked. I think it's one of those things like you want to go viral for, like they enjoy getting their ass kicked if it's for a story.
I'm glad you mentioned this, Darren, because this is my whole thing about this video. That's kind of weird. Is this MMA fighter Natan Levy or Levi?
Just say it right, Rob. Come on.
What?
Natan Dugas.
Yeah.
Natan
Just say it
Dugas?
like that's his
No,
name.
come on. Let's show him respect.
Oh, what is he gonna beat me up? I'm not in
He
his
might
DM.
challenge you. No, he's completely platforming Nick Fuentes right now. I'm sure the majority of his viewers don't know who Nick Fuentes is. You know,
Sure.
and like he just basically posted a good 30 seconds of Nick Fuentes commentary without anything. Like here it is. Like
Right,
at
well,
the
here it
beginning
is.
of the video.
So like normal people will recoil and say that's disgusting, but it's also going to reach some people who go, that may kind of make sense to me.
Right, exactly. So why do that? Even you could you could just say
played
this
Alex
is a
Jones clips on our show. What's the difference?
I don't think any of the Alex Jones clips that we played, like all the ones that we played, were objectively funny.
And also,
there was no comedy in that clip that he
But I mean, there's context to it. Like we do the Alex Jones clip and then go, "Wow, this guy's a maniac." We kind of dunk on him.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean,
this
he's
is just
kind of doing that too. But
is he though? I think he's doing it to the guy he punches in the face and groin several times, but he doesn't do it to the Nick Fuentes clip went completely without commentary.
yeah. So let's see some of. Should we watch some of this fight? Or wait, here's his little grilling.
The leader of America first.
I fucking hate women, like I just do. It's not a joke.
It's a political movement.
It's like a promo for
based
Nick
on
Fuentes,
furthering Christian values in the United States.
making it
He
sound good.
started talking on Twitter, right?
Yeah, no, I was just messing around. Yeah,
Messing around?
yeah, no, I'm not a hateful person. I'm not.
He's not a
I
hateful.
love everybody.
First impression.
I
It was
do
a
wanna point out
joke,
that-
man.
That's the thing. They're kind of just trolls that take the joke too far.
Yes.
I think a big part.
not from their point.
Yeah.
of view.
He must
A
have
big-
just assumed that this guy would take it easy on him once he realized that he wasn't actually a threat.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like, well, no.
Seeing Ben in the
Maybe
gym.
not.
Why were you
Whoa.
talking shit about Jews on Twitter? Why were you defending Nicholas Fuentes?
Well, I think because of what he says is right. I mean, you can layer that behind a mask. And a
He
lot.
demonized the Holocaust.
I think it's more revisionist. So not all aspects of it.
Like
What about the good parts of
Whether
the
it be like
Holocaust?
numbers that might have been different over the years. Just things
How
like
much?
that.
How much do you think people killed?
This guy's shitting his
I
pants
don't
right
know
now.
off the top of my head.
He's explicitly praised Hitler.
You don't know.
I honestly don't know.
Can I give you a clue?
I mean, they say 6 million.
He says
Oh.
Jewish people should not be allowed
That's
to
what they
participate
say.
in the U.S. government.
The 6 million number, it puts more faces to the name. Because a lot of people know people that are kids.
There are faces to the names.
That is true, yes.
Basically, we're having something like Taliban
All right, let's
rule.
move it along. I want to see some.
I did for 8 years.
Okay, he's trained a bunch. Blah 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 blah. Let's get in the ring,
He did not
baby.
train for 8 years.
He looks like
No,
Jonah
he's just,
Hill in a wig. He is
He-
the most Jewish person in this video.
He looks like kind of like Biff Tannen from Back to the Future with a big hair.
Biff Tannenbaum. Where's the audio?
Oh, I muted it while you guys were chatting.
The case of fuck around and find out.
Yeah, here we go. I mean, this is really stupid. This is a trained professional.
So is he, Rob. He trained for 8 years.
Isn't that more Mando, Jim?
Like people that trained 6 months more than me have such a leg up on me when I'm doing jujitsu.
Literally.
I can't imagine. Challenging a guy like this and saying you're the superior race. Yeah. And like, he's clearly just taking it easy on him too.
He tapped. He already tapped.
Oh,
Is that what is that? A front choke?
That's a yeah.
Front naked
Sure.
choke.
I'm towering. What? I'm towering. Get him! Get him! Make him squeal! Make him squeal!
It's gonna turn into Deliverance.
Like why would you trust your body when you made fun of this person's like this is just silly.
Oh, you're allowed to kick in the nuts or knee in the
No,
nuts?
he's just beating the shit out of the guy. Like this is not like a really.
Well, this
MMA
isn't
match.
jujitsu. This is like oh yes, yeah.
Just
Describe
him
the
in
action,
face.
Rob. You know
He's
the
just
moves.
punching him in the face as he's trying to get an armbar in.
But he's doing it dismissively too. Like the lamest. Like
He is. I will say he's pulling his punches. Clearly, he's not putting like all of his weight into
he's
the
trying
punches,
to
but he's
humiliate
still.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any blood, which I was a little disappointed.
Come on, finish it.
Finish it.
Sorry. Keep going. No sorry. Shut up.
When's the part where he asks him if he ever saw a circumcised penis?
I was just gonna ask, like, why didn't they ask this guy if he's circumcised?
5 seconds, finish me.
Oh, right in the gut. Just punches straight in the gut.
Was it a gut or a dick punch? I couldn't tell.
Oh,
It was
no,
like a fupa
no.
situation.
He's still smiling. He didn't do the
Yeah.
job, buddy.
Okay, he's got a busted lip.
I knew he was a real deal coming in.
He's
6 million
dizzy.
Jews were killed in the Holocaust.
Murder.
Murdered in the Holocaust.
Ah!
Good, now, fuck Nick Fuentes.
Nick, I failed. I know you're not a striker or wrestler, but if you'd like to come, it's not like
You got a big mouth though. He came in, he was like, "Oh, I'm not a hateful person."
Okay, that part was pretty great. I have to say.
Okay, so you're not a neo-Nazi, but you're still.
I love the idea of holding a white nationalist up to the camera and be like, tell them how many people were murdered in the Holocaust.
6 million Jews.
It's all funny until that dude comes back to that gym with an AK and
Yeah.
takes them all
Well,
out.
I don't see that guy doing it, but I'll tell you what, I don't believe this guy's ideological enough to go and do that. I don't think he's.
Yeah,
a
this
believer.
guy doesn't seem like a true believer to me.
He seems like the worst kind of lame ass troll, and a lot of people will say, I think this is something that developed after any of us were kids. I feel like this didn't exist. This is a new phenomenon. This is an internet thing where it's okay to just say like the most wild shit and then not stand by it and they go, it was a joke, man. Like any joke you made is invalidated just because you said it's a joke. Like that would never fly when I was a fucking kid. And I don't separate those two. Like once you say that, you can say some wild shit. Not that people didn't say wild shit when we were kids, but they believed the wild shit that they were saying. And there was no like, let's shake hands at the end because I was just playing around. So
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
separate
well,
those two. Punch the guy in the motherfucking face.
To your point, though, Darren, I think people are far more avoidant today because when someone would come up to you and be like, did you just see this? The response would be like, yeah, why? You want to fight about it? But like nowadays, because there's so much less social interaction, I feel people are fight avoidant. So that's why they just start looking for excuses, because they're not used to being confronted, because they're not out in the world.
Right.
And they don't
That's a great
understand there's
point.
consequences to the actions. Everything is online. You know, all of you get away with saying so much more online because there's no one to get in your face about it after. That was kind of, I think that's to what you were saying. That's why most people would not make those kind of jokes, because they would want to avoid any physical confrontation. It's the people with a chip on their shoulder that would be more willing to say these inappropriate jokes, because they knew if someone were to step to them, they're going to get off.
They're going to get
off
housed.
and having a fight.
To keep a theme going from last week.
Housed.
It's all fun and games until you run into Natan Dugas, and then it's over.
But this guy chose to go to his gym and meet up with him. That's the crazy thing. It's not like Natan Dugas sought him out.
And I got to say, I was on the side of Natan Dugas here until the last minute of this video. If that guy is still walking around and has a little smirk on his face at the end of that video, you failed your mission. You failed your mission. Yeah, you don't have to kill him. You don't have to permanently maim him. You don't even have to send him to the hospital. But in that 5-minute post-match segment, he needs to really regret this decision, I feel.
He got treated better than that woman who made the wrong rice with the pork. She was lucky she was still breathing.
She was lucky.
You lucky you still breathing. Fuck out of here.
He is expressing more anger than this man who was just told his entire race was inferior.
If you make pollo guisado, carne guisado, anything guisado, it gotta go in white rice.
This is the level of anger I wanted to see from Natan Dugas.
Do you think Natan and Ben have such strong opinions about what goes with pollo guisado?
No, not at all. Maybe what goes with poutine. That's about it. I like to put a little bit of a shawarma in there and the poutine.
Oh my god.
Falafel poutine.
So Natan is like a professional MMA guy, Rob. You've heard of him? Yeah. Are you a fan? Do you follow
I've
him on
never
the
heard
socials?
of it, but I don't follow UFC. I'm not the one to ask.
He'd probably fucking lose to like CM Punk or something. He's probably like a nobody, you know.
Oh, he's from Paris. So it's not even French Canadian, it's French.
Me. Sorry, I made poutine jokes. I should have said baguette. Falafel baguette.
So he was born in Paris and then moved to Israel.
I approve of this. I did it in reverse. I started in Israel and went all over the world with his groupies.
He's 8-1, his record. So
no,
against a good record.
Come on.
Yeah, in the UFC though.
Who would he beat? He beat Ben, the Nick Fuentes. He just goes around picking off Nazi trolls from Twitter. This is record. He beat the guy's wife that made the pollo guisado.
Oh no! Made a tap.
My chinos then.
Actually, that one went to a draw.
You make a hamburger, you make French fries.
You hear that, Rob?
Yeah,
I like
Make me
hamburger
some
and
fucking French fries right now, or I'll make you tap.
Yeah,
I'll drive to your gym, put you in a chokehold.
Don't eat anything. Fuck you. The fucking shit.
Just want to share this photo of Nathan and a
Oh
supporter
no!
of his.
Oh, what is that?
In
That's
case you didn't believe that he was based in Las Vegas, here's a photo of him with Jeremy Piven.
That looks like Tom Hanks with the Sony Guts sketch. Sabra Jeremy Piven. You think Jeremy Piven knew who was coming to pose with him and Jewed it up a little bit? Israeli Jewed it up?
Probably. Or tough guide it up. He's like, I know some moves.
By the way, I may be rude to point this out.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't Jeremy Piven in that photo have like 8 times more hair than he had 10 years ago?
Oh, for sure. That's the thing.
What's going on?
yeah.
I don't know this meme.
At least now he's embraced it. He does like, not Hair Club for Men, but some other similar product. He does commercials for them.
This had eluded my content viewing.
Let me see if I could find on YouTube a clip of his commercial.
Oh, I absolutely did not know any of this. Is there also like a meme of people making fun of him for this, or?
I mean, I hope so.
Oh, I thought what you were saying was
Sid
like
is the first person I feel that would point this out anytime Jeremy Piven would be on TV. Because if you watch him on Larry Sanders,
yeah,
he obviously
was bald. He was embracing
looked
being bald. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put the link in our private chat, Rob. There you go.
Okay, let's see here. Oh.
Been there, done. Oof. Wearing a hat indoors. Been there, done that. Pivot from hiding the problem.
Going with a hat.
To fixing it.
More like Piven from
That's
hiding the problem.
Hair club.
It said the title of the thing is Pivot with Piven.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
And it is Hair Club.
Wait, Hair Club. Yeah, this is Hair Club for Men. Yeah,
I thought it was like
who
some
else could
newer
afford
version,
him?
But yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Where you get actual results like I did. When you go to one of their 120 in-person hair club locations, men and women get a free hair health consultation that can provide a hair solution unique to you. I'm talking hair that will give you your confidence and your swagger back.
So it doesn't look like
to
it.
the stuff.
For a second, I thought this little prompt was behind the scenes of this commercial. Like, what could the behind the scenes possibly be?
Yeah. They show them putting the hair plugs in.
Yeah.
That's the behind the scenes.
But this was his deal. When he was on Entourage, he wore a wig for that character, and then he just started wearing that wig out in public. Because I think he was like, wait, most people only know me from Entourage, so I might be able to trick people into thinking I just have a full head of hair.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I don't begrudge anyone trying to do some kind of hair solution or whatever. But like you already become famous as a 3/4 bald man.
Yeah.
It's a hat, like, I don't know. I guess that's a fair point though. Like a lot of people didn't see like PCU or whatever.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
like so they only know him from Entourage. So maybe he's banking on that.
Yeah, it's a generation later. He's been, so off the air that people forget.
That's fine. I'll allow it.
I think it's far less egregious than Elon Musk's hair plugs. Those are just very obvious.
See, I wouldn't have known. I think because he's just so repulsive looking in general. I thought maybe he just had repulsive hair. But then I did see pictures of him when he had less hair. So now it's kind of obvious. Yeah. I don't look at that on the right. I don't look at that pic on the right now. Don't get me wrong. He looks horrible, but that doesn't look like fake hair to me.
Yeah. I mean, when you're the richest person in the world, I'd hope that you'd be able to get something that actually looked real.
It's just the fact that we know his hair was thinning
These
a long
old
time ago.
pictures.
It's great. I mean, aside from his thinning hair, like in that photo, his thinning hair is not that egregious, but his style of hair is so like it's not cooperating with his hair loss. That's what I think. He could have that much hair and look fine.
He looks like the Nazi friend of the Nazi who went to the MMA gym, who's like, I can't believe you went, dumbass.
Yeah.
It's so funny when they
Especially
beat you up.
This haircut that he had for a while.
He's Gary Oldman from The Fifth Element.
Yeah. It's like he's wearing a beret made of hair. It's not.
Where are the stones?
Oh my God.
All right. Moving on from one ginger conservative to another. I don't know if you guys seen this country song "Sweeping the Nation." I did. Where is it? I had it a second ago. It's this guy went completely viral. His song Oliver Anthony is his name. And he went completely viral with the song that, he's saying he's a completely down the middle centrist. But if you listen to the song, no, you're not, buddy. Or maybe he is a centrist in this country because it's gone so far right that this is what's considered center. And many people were wondering, how is this song getting so much traction? Who is listening to the song? And then it only took a day or two to find out that this is a giant astroturfing campaign by conservative media groups, social media groups, to pump up the song to inflate interest. But anywho, let's listen to the song. See, I will say, I think this guy is a decent vocalist. It's just the content that he's singing about is not fresh.
What's the name of the song?
The song is called Rich Men North of Richmond.
Oh, little wordplay there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, this guy is very Amish looking.
How would you describe him, Sid?
Where's his banjo?
Yeah, he looks like Deliverance. He looks like he's going to make you squeal like a pig. He's, or like a skinny version of Roadkill from ECW. I could see. Or like if Roadkill and Necro Butcher had a baby.
His hair looks like a beard, and his beard looks like hair.
It looks like he taped pubes to his jaw.
Yeah, like his face is upside down. He looks like that man in the magnetic shavings tool the toy that
Yes.
you had when you were a kid.
It
But the
looks
red
like if
version.
they put Rudy Giuliani's son in witness protection.
I also think, he's doing the Hulk Hogan thing a little bit because his hair is a different color than his beard.
Yeah, he's blonde on top, but then his beard is full ginger.
What's that? Is that a thing that can happen in genetics, or is he
I
dying?
think so. No, I don't think. I think this is natural. Probably
Very stark difference, bro.
Yeah.
I've seen gingers that like go back and forth with light blonde or cherry blonde, I guess it's called, and the more reddish hair.
I've
Where
seen
have you
them
seen these
be
gingers?
mixed, but like this, I feel is like just it stops right at his ear line and changes complete color. That's very strange.
All right, here, let's take a listen.
He looks like Oliver. His name's Oliver. He looks like Oliver Humperdinck. That's what I was trying to Sorry.
I've been selling my soul,
Oh.
working all day,
Oh.
overtime hours for bullshit pay. So I
I'm
can
with him
sit
so
out
far.
here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away.
All good
It's
so
a
far.
damn shame
Damn.
what the world's gotten to.
I agree. Like if you listen to the first few seconds, you're like, okay,
Making sense.
But then there's
Right.
a few lines where you're like, wait, what?
Oh, I'm aware. I've heard the song.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
saying
okay,
he's
yeah.
with me so far.
For those who haven't heard, I'm just saying, like, don't get thrown off. Don't get sucked in here.
For people like me, people like you, wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world
Order.
with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men, north of Richmond.
Wait, what was that line? The rich
rich man.
men. Okay,
I don't know. The whole
I'll look at it.
Kentucky thing is blending in
Rich
there.
politicians, look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere.
What?
Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare.
Oh,
God,
yeah,
if you're
that's
5
the one.
foot
There we
three
go.
and you're
That. Oh, and here, let's go back. This is the part where I'm like, fall off a cliff. All right, buddy. Let's go back.
Look out for minors.
Look out for minors.
Not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat,
Okay.
and the obese milking welfare.
And the who milking
Obese.
welfare?
The obese.
Oh,
Fat people are milking welfare. What does that even mean?
I think
Well-
Bill Maher wrote this verse.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the thing, is that you just did a whole verse on people who, another way of saying what he said is that they're just stealing billions and billions of dollars. And then in the next verse, you're mad about a guy bought some Twinkies with EBT. 'cause
Yeah.
he's
Hold on.
overweight.
Let's go to the direct next line, which is the most inflaming line. Hold on 1 second.
God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves
fudge
6 feet in
rounds.
If you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. First of all, who still eats fudge rounds?
Well, he's an old soul, Rob. He's talking about snacks from the 1920s.
Yeah, but also you're working against yourself here because, I think judging by your previous verse, if we were taxing the billionaires, you could supply fudge rounds for every American quite easily.
Like, pick your battle, dude. Is it the rich men you're upset with, or the one fat person abusing wealth? Like, people are so obsessed with welfare abuse.
I don't
it's
think
such
welfare
a small
is
problem.
Weight based. Anyway, I don't think that's how that works.
He's just saying like people are getting it undeservingly, I think. And he's
right.
The fat person is the easy person to get mad.
But it's like you're punching down. Like he's saying, my life is shitty. Why should you get some help? Like fuck. Right. Like why are you mad at that? For that person isn't making your life shitty. Like it's the rich men north of Richmond.
I see this all the time with right wingers that they taxi down the runway of the correct answer. And then they just veer right for some reason. And it's like, well, my solution is fuck you over there. You got too much motherfucking money.
They're more interested in holding back the other people on the same level as them than actually. Though the title of the song is aiming at the right folks.
Rich men of Richmond.
But then immediately he's just
abandoned it.
Angry at fat people instead.
I mean, maybe we can get Mark B to defend the honor of fat people and just go there and do some more Mando on him.
I mean, honestly, if you want to be a country star, you shouldn't be slagging fat people.
Yeah, you're pissing on your own demographic. And he's not exactly svelte either, I want to say.
Well, he's just eating possum meat.
He's not fat, but he's not exactly slender.
And also, like, a lot of the reason poor people are obese is because they can only afford extremely unhealthy processed food.
Thank you.
It's not because they're just lazy scumbags. Like,
it's a plot. They got obese on purpose, like Homer Simpson in the Moo Moo episode, so that they could scam the government.
The beef hit their bottoms. Now their bottoms are big.
I want to share one more line from the song,
please.
And this might be the one that pisses me off the most.
Hey, that's all right, let me tell you a little bit about Spectrum One.
That's a real
song. Oh wait, this is a different song.
Oh, I was gonna say he got the same beard though, that guy. I was gonna say this is a very jarring style shift in the middle of a song.
All right, we don't have to.
Every morning I wake up with this fucking song in my head. I start the day with it now before I even see it on television.
Mission accomplished.
God damn it, the song is never done.
I want to tip my hat to Dusty Rhodes Muffler for inspiring me to do that.
God damn it.
So yeah, it's just so stupid. Like, you could be not shitty. This could have been a song that united people. But
is there anything anti-trans in there? I have to think that he's got something taking a shot at trans people.
Well, he's probably got a full album. Maybe there's a few different sprinklings of different thematic lyrics on there.
That's the song entitled "Rich Girl, Guy Girls North of Richmond." It's track 3.
Oh dear.
He does sort of look like a backwoods Dave Mustaine, right? I mean,
sort of.
Girl, guy, girl.
Also, there's Richmond south of Richmond too, and in Richmond.
Dave Brocky was one of those rich men of Richmond.
I've seen how he lives.
That's because he's a hoarder.
I would say he's more middle class. Also, Megadeth were on some baseball thing. Did you guys see this?
No.
Ball games, a lot of fun.
What's that?
Well, that's Dave Mustaine from Megadeth. In case we ever need a real mind-blowing guitar shred.
I guess this is Yankee Stadium, like a tour of Yankee Stadium. And it's Dave Mustaine in a small room with a glass see-through door, and it says, "In case of metal emergency, break glass."
Oh boy.
We have Dave here.
But he didn't break the glass.
Yeah.
He just knocked on the glass. Man, what a
Thanks,
lame
Dave.
joke.
Just doing my job.
All right, we're walking. We're walking.
Also, that was an underwhelming solo, Dave.
Yeah, that was like him tuning up.
We're walking. Got
Yeah.
hair
He
high.
doesn't
Is
do
it-
that shit for free.
Is there anything less metal than the Yankees? It's just like the designated team for like old boomers, like rapid fire shooting off beer farts into their lazy boy recliner. Like there's nothing metal about that.
And when you say old boomers, you mean just their roster.
that too, yes. They didn't break
I don't
glass
think
in
that was
case
at
of
Yankee
emergency.
Stadium, though. I think it was branded with MLB Fan Cave. So I don't even know if that still exists. So this video might actually be a little old. I think wasn't that like something they had in Manhattan, like to promote baseball, and they had like people living there.
But I thought.
Oh yeah, that was the location of the former Tower Records in the
Yeah.
East
So I
Village.
think that's what that might have been.
Oh, that's not there anymore.
I haven't heard about it in a few years.
Neither the Tower Records or the fan cave. No,
It might have been
Oh.
ended pre-COVID. Or
yeah,
during
I
COVID.
remember. What's there now? Because I feel like I just walked past there and I couldn't believe that's what's in that space. Because that Tower Records was legendary.
Yep.
Let's see.
Was that the one you worked at,
Oh,
Darren?
That was the one
Yeah.
I worked at many, many years ago.
It was 4th and Broadway, right? East 4th
Yep.
and Broadway.
Yep.
We're doing a little Google mapping, folks.
Oh. Imagine it's just like a easy pass lane to Buffalo now.
To make the same joke.
Where is it?
You're not even going to share the Google map, Rob? You're just going to keep this all to yourself?
He doesn't want
That's
people to
right.
see what his push pins are that he's been going to around there.
My push pins are all just food
Lower East Side
places that
glory
I wanna-
holes. Just
What?
your old ska band you used to be in. I remember I saw you play a couple times. You did the stand-up bass.
Robin the push pins.
That actually is even more of a ska name.
What was the first joke you said?
Robin the Lower East Side Glory Holes.
Oh, I didn't know. I
Oh,
heard the
okay.
glory holes. I didn't realize that was a band name.
It was like a home goods store. That's what it is.
No.
But even that's closed now.
Damn, that's not a good location apparently for business.
I guess not. Yeah.
You would think it would be.
Well, I feel like that whole area is really transformed into like a strip mall. There's just every brand has their like a flagship store on Broadway now over there.
I think a little bit more down though. I think at that point it's still like a little bit like bohemian. But if you go into Soho, like a little bit south, more south.
Yeah, no,
And
I
it's-
don't. I've been there recently. It's spread past Houston now. It's in the
Okay.
in those streets.
Fair enough.
But the Wendy's is still there. The sketchy Wendy's with the bathroom access. So if you ever need some toilet access, this is the thing that really has been bugging me lately about the city. It's like it's the only major city where you cannot just go and pee in public. I mean, you could. Hold on, let me rephrase that. Like, there's no public restrooms. Like, it's a little ridiculous. Like, there's nowhere to pee.
Highly agree with that.
The first episode of this season of How To with John Wilson covers that they
Oh.
created these like public restrooms, these automated ones in the city, but there's only 5 of them in the entire New York City area. They're
I'll have to
janky as
check that
fuck.
out. Yeah, because it's absurd. Anywhere else they have it. There are actually really nice ones now on the beach, but same.
Yeah, it's called the
problem.
Ocean.
There's only like, no. It's a really nice little tower that they built with sinks and
A tower, so where you could piss
It's
off
a-
the side onto the people on the beach.
it's elevated off the beach.
Yeah, you
and
walk
there's
this-
like a septic tank.
Hasn't that been there for years and years? I remember that like 20 years
Yeah,
ago.
it's been no, not
Yeah,
20.
don't call it a
absolutely
comeback.
not. It's absolutely not been 20 years since those things were around. Those are post 9/11 for sure.
Rob, I told
I guess
you
that could be 20 years.
just to get back to the John Wilson episode, he goes to a public urinal in Brighton Beach
Oh, okay.
that is like
So there we go.
maintained by parks workers, and it's got all
Oh,
sorts
so-
of like
oh, so
art and
it's
stuff
a-
inside of it.
Yeah, so we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
There you go. Those are the really nice ones. So those are one of the 5?
No. But
Okay.
the 5 are like these ones that you like pay like 50 cents or whatever, and you go in and it closes. And these
I
newer
would
ones
be
that
all
they don't.
about that. Like, I would totally pay like $1 if what you get out of it is knowing it's a sanitized, clean bathroom. That would be great.
He even shows how it self cleans.
I remember also there was like a Times Square Charmin installation.
I think we might have talked about that on the show when it first.
Yeah, like it was a whole thing where they invite you to come use their toilet paper.
Yeah.
But what if you don't have to shit? That's like sort of dependent on people having to take a dump.
I think it's more just positive brand recognition, so that when you're in the supermarket, you think to pick up a Charmin because they got you out of that pee jam.
Is Charmin like Hellman's mayonnaise? It's like, do they really need a Bud Light? Do they really need to advertise that hard?
Well,
they have the advertising budget. They got to do something with it.
You got to do it. Does Coca-Cola need to advertise? No, but they're one of the largest advertisers in the world.
Pay your workers
brand
more.
out there.
Dusty Rhodes Muffler in the chat asks if we've seen Mike Francesa's review of Oppenheimer. Do we want to watch that? Have we watched that?
Absolutely.
He linked to it in the Discord earlier in the week. I did not watch it. I will share the link in our private chat now. So there it is, Rob.
Thank you. It's so important.
And if this is just another fucking link to that Spectrum One commercial, Dusty, I will disown you as a Discord friend.
Oh, we can ban him,
Yes, I'll have to do that.
Did Darren? Did you end up seeing Oppenheimer?
I didn't see it yet. I'm sorry, because my rush to see it was in order for the show, and once we just already talked about it anyway, I put it a little bit on the back burner.
Yeah.
I'll see it eventually. Probably tomorrow, maybe. I think I have a gap between gigs, a very big, like 5-hour gap between 2 gigs that I'm doing. So I may just go see it.
It is 3 hours on the dot, so
yeah.
That's quite perfect. So here's Mike Francesa.
Francesa podcast on the Bet Rivers Network.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Mike Francesa podcast.
Oh, it's just
brought to
audio.
you by the good folks at Bet Rivers. Remember, go to the Bet Rivers app for all of
Wow, he sounds so withdrawn.
He's over it. He's been over it for 10 years.
Football season, and go down the stretch with the pennant races and obviously the postseason in baseball, college football, whatever it is that you like to wager on. Go to the exclusive property of the Folk Fell from soup to nuts, as we always do. Now, two things. One, I promised I'd give you my thoughts on Oppenheimer once I saw it. I went to see it last night. I saw it in IMAX.
Saw it.
I am not a Christopher Nolan groupie, so you're going to get an objective view here. I know the Oppenheimer story because I've
Oppenheimer.
Also, like,
he's leaving out consonants.
What is a Christopher Nolan groupie? Do people just like him because he's hot? Like, they're groupies because they like his work.
I assume he means fanboy, but he doesn't know the term.
Right.
But even
he's using the word wrong.
Yeah.
A lot of books from that period. I also have read a lot of Truman stuff, and it's intertwined with Oppenheimer. You know about the rather frothy, to say the least, relationship between Truman and Oppenheimer.
Frothy? You mean frosty?
Frothy is how people describe Mike Francesa's blowjob skills. A little frothy.
Is that good?
No, it depends. Depends on your kink.
The movie is 3 hours long, which I object to. Number one.
Who the fuck asked you?
I object. I will not allow this to happen.
Your Honor, this is very long. I have kids. I gotta go tell them not to watch WrestleMania.
Your Honor, I don't understand. What is this? Who cares if it's a piece of art? Trim it down a little bit, all right? You're inconveniencing me here, Your Honor.
What is this, a Bruce Springsteen concert?
Yes. Now that's not the boss. Now the boss, that's 3 hours of entertainment. Back after this.
I believe that if you look at a movie objectively, you can always take out some things that you don't need rather than have a 3-hour movie. But I can tell you, this was not a 3-hour movie where I saw people fidgeting in their seats and I was in a crowded theater.
Watch the fucking movie.
Yeah, like why are you looking at the people? Pay attention to the film.
I
The
did
whole
I did a qualitative survey on all the people
Yeah,
who were around me.
You're not in market research, pal. Watch the fucking movie.
Rob, I beg to differ. Not only is he in market research, he is also a master Hollywood editor who can tell you what things to take out of your movie at a moment's notice. Get rid of this, lose that. This can stay. Explosion was kind of rinky-dink.
Story, and because the acting and the cinematography was so good.
Yeah.
This movie is really well done.
I prefer rare.
That
The tacos?
didn't need. It could have stayed away from a couple of things and come in at a PG-13 versus an R, which
He's one of those
was
people.
gratuitous.
Too much sex scenes in Hollywood.
I saw a little bit of nipple. Nah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan, really. Not a fan of nipple in movies.
more people see it. They didn't do that, so it got an R rating.
Also, well, he's saying, if they didn't have as much nudity, more people could see it. Why do you care? Like, how is that a critique of the film? That's a business critique.
Children need to know about the bomb, Robert.
Rob, for like 35 years, his stupid show, back when it was with Russo and now even today, he can only contextualize any event, be it sports or otherwise, in terms of how much money it's making for the people that own the property.
Yeah,
all they do is sit there and dissect ratings all fucking day. Like, it's just the way he views the world.
It's so weird.
He's a capitalist.
Even a capitalist can enjoy a fucking movie from art at times. Sorry, Rob.
Which you see is really too, and I don't want to give the movie away in any way because I know a lot of people want to see it. And I think it's a movie you should see in the theater because there's a reason why you want to see this movie in IMAX. With some of the things that go on, and obviously the explosive.
Obviously,
you want to see those nipples the size of a fucking mailbox.
He clearly went to a faux IMAX thing, right? He couldn't have possibly gone to Lincoln Center.
Why? He has a driver. He takes him after a show.
I guess that's
take me. Hey Lou, take me to the best IMAX, will you?
And go the long way so I have less time at home with my fucking kids.
With Ro? Ro is her name?
Yeah, her too. She's not invited.
Oh,
He went by himself.
She went
to Bobby.
Thank God those nipples.
Oppenheimer.
Those nipples didn't look like Rose nipples. Those look like two Hiroshima and Nagasaki blast sites. I'll tell you. Anyway, back after this.
Wait, Florence Pugh's nipples are the blast sites or Ro?
I'm saying the nipples in the movie were better than Rose.
Okay, yeah,
Rose would have looked like two bomb targets.
Those fucking twins suckling at those things.
Yeah, oh my
destroyed.
God. They hang down to the floor. Couple of spent hot water bottles. You remember back, when you were a kid, you guys are my age group, you remember your mother used to get a headache. You used to take the hot water bottle and put it on your forehead. That's my wife's tits. Maron.
Obviously, you know the story of Oppenheimer, who becomes the man who shepherds the Manhattan Project and is responsible for the bombs that are dropped.
And the bomb he just dropped in that
then
studio.
He has the fall from grace because of his past and his brushes, although he was unfairly stripped of his security clearances.
I love how he's doing. He's trying to give an accurate summary of the movie and keeps falling into asides to be as accurate as possible.
He's a wordsmith. He can't help himself.
He is the king of asides. That's his whole show is asides.
He was wrongfully accused because he dabbled, but not too much. And also there was a problem.
A little bit too much dabbling in nipples, I would say. Should have got his life down to PG-13.
Dr. Roll a little.
He's loyal to America. That's been proved out through the years. John F. Kennedy made a very strong vote pro Oppenheimer. At the time, he felt he was being railroaded, and he was. The bottom line is you learn about the complex nature of Oppenheimer and his genius.
Complex?
Yeah, I don't. That's a new word.
His weaknesses and his strengths, his brilliance, and everything else, which comes.
It's like they
very
took
strongly.
Oppenheimer to the NFL draft combine. You learn his weak. You learn his 40 time. You learn his vertical leap. They had Oppenheimer take the Wonderlic test. He did very well.
Now, how will he do under pressure in these games? I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll have to bear that out. But, you know, his times are very good. Very good. I'm an Oppenheimer fan.
The bench press was a little low. His shuttle time not great. He's going to be a late second-round pick.
And that's fine. You know,
There's
you can be a second-round pick as a bomb designer and be fine. You
Tom
know,
Brady was a 6th-round pick. Look at him.
I mean, come on. His bombs were great. I mean, not to do another aside, but
Great aerial attack.
yes. And speaking of aerial attack, areolas, you know, Giselle Bundchen had perfect, like those tiny small areolas that I love, like a size of a pencil eraser. That's the kind of areola and nipples you could put in a movie and still have a PG-13. It's like barely there, just a hint of a nipple. Anyway, back after this.
You know, his.
I can't wait till he starts
theories and
doing
his-
porn reviews. What is that phase of his career?
You know, I don't understand these cream pies. Like, you don't even have to actually finish. You know, it's not. You can get a lot more customers if you climax on the chest or the titties. You know, it's nice.
Customers.
Yeah, who cares about the business?
Which is way beyond all of us.
If I don't see it, I don't believe it. That's all I'll say.
What are these gangbang videos with less than 10 guys? In my day, it was at least 30.
And I don't need to see these gangbangs. Too many dicks. You know, I just need one dick. Okay, I want to focus on one dick, one vagina, the classic way. What happened to the old pornos? You know,
They really could have edited down that gangbang to get a PG-13. I mean, it's you know.
PG-13 stands for plenty of guys. 13.
They really could have added that gangbang down to 13 guys. You know, let's just say.
Now, I don't know if you guys remember in the 80s, there would always be, like in my age group, there'd be a guy banging a girl, and all of a sudden you're about to bust a nut, and then they tilt up and you see Ron Jeremy's hairy ass face right at the moment of
Where's that
climax.
picture?
You know, and that's the kind of thing you got to take out of your porn film. Especially if you want to be the offensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons.
Somebody's got to Photoshop Bill Parcells' face onto Ron Jeremy's body in that picture.
It wouldn't be too hard. It'd probably be the same body.
Somehow I feel Parcells was hairless, like on his body. He has minimal body hair, not like Ron Jeremy's.
Wow, I don't see that at all. Maybe he shaves it. I think he's, you know, I mean, all right, listen, we're setting the bar high with Ron Jeremy, but I think guy's got to be a somewhat hairy dude.
Let's see what happens
You
when
know,
I Google
who-
shirtless Bill Parcells.
Don't have any expertise in those areas, but he was a genius.
God damn it. Nothing.
Clearly a troubled genius, but a genius
Torture genius.
without any question.
Just like me,
He
having to
has
deal with
his
a row
triumphs,
all day long.
and then he has his fall from grace. And
There
then
is a
his
picture
vindication,
of Bill
which came-
Parcells in a very tight set of short shorts from the website Mature Men of TV and Films.
No.
Let me get the link to this.
Rob, have you bookmarked this yet?
It's in our private chat. If you wanna- This one somewhat suggestive Bill Parcells photo.
Let's see.
He's former coach of the Jets, Giants, Cowboys, among other teams. that
Oh!
Mike Francesa was very, very fond of.
There's no hair on them legs, boy. I'll tell you. You called it. You called it.
It's a very low res photo, but yeah.
You can
Oh,
still
no, here it is.
you get
Oh,
the
yeah.
effect.
Smooth as a baby's buttocks.
Oh no, you can see here there's some hairs. It's just they're very light. They're very light.
They're peach fuzz.
I guess I never
little
saw
peach
Bill
fuzz.
Parcells as a I guess he already had gray hair when he debuted with the Giants, right? So maybe I just wasn't aware he was.
Oh, Rob, look at you enhancing and
Getting the
clarifying.
See the peach fuzz.
Yeah.
It's like CSI leg hair.
Rob has the paid account for Mature Men of TV and Film, so he gets the high res photo.
That allows you to enhance.
Oh, it's a Tumblr blog. Relax.
Ooh, what else we got on
it's
there?
all free.
Let's see. Let's
Whoa,
go through
who's
the
that
Mature
guy?
Men. That's the blog poster.
Oh, top 10 college coaches 2023.
Ooh,
Oh,
this is updated.
See, this is too niche for me. I like my Mature Men blogs to be more broad-minded, not just like,
You want
sports.
mature broads?
No, I want Mature Men and broad. They can have a
Wait,
broad
go back.
in it.
Who was that guy who looked like he had no lower lip?
These guys all look identical.
They all look like characters from I Think You Should Leave. These
Can
aren't
you
real
imagine
people.
this guy's fantasy life? Like he just jacks off to every Saturday
likes
at
daddies.
1 p.m. must be his ideal time just to jerk off. He gets the college football package and just flips around to every game and imagines he's in the middle of a gangbang.
And then watches like old Rescue Me reruns. Just Eddie
Look.
shows with guys in their 50s.
There's a Q&A portion. A fan asks, could you post the shirtless pictures of JT Walsh from his
God.
role in Blue Chips? Answer, as soon as I get time, I'll post them.
Listen, I got a huge backlog of shirtless men in TV shows that are over 55. Can you give me a break? Get off my back!
Wait, this is hot? Like Amish costuming?
Charles Durning.
Of all the Charles Durning, I feel Charles Durning may be the most overexposed fat old white guy in the movie. He's always got his shirt open. He's always got a Speedo or something. And you pick on your fucking shirtless man blog, you pick the Amish movie?
Look at this question or comment.
Rob, read it. Read it sexily.
I'm going to read it sexily. Just watched episode 2 of Hard Knocks. What's Hard Knocks, by the way?
It's like you go through the season of a certain team. They pick one team.
It's
and they
just
do it.
training camp.
Right. They follow. Oh, I thought it was the whole season. They
Okay.
follow one team for a certain amount of time.
Just watched episode 2 of Hard Knocks. Could you please post pictures of Carolina Panthers assistant coach James Campen, 59-year-old husky daddy?
Look at the answer. The answer's better.
The answer is, wow, how did I miss him? Oh, he just got there in 2022. And it's just the most generic dad you can imagine.
This guy's so nice. A lot of these mature men, husky blog posters would just post the photos. He gives a nice little explanation and a caption.
What do you think of the host of Bar Rescue? Answer, I'm not sure. A part of me says yes, and part of says no. I'll probably need to watch the show to get a better handle on it.
So this site is just like when me and Darren ask Rob which guys he'd fuck, but it's on a Tumblr.
But the guy is interested in participating. Rob's not.
Evan Walsh is
Wow. That's some
blown
shit.
away.
Jack Palance.
No! Ted Cruz!
Hey,
No,
listen,
too far.
I'm on record on this show saying I found young Hillary Clinton attractive. So you can have the most repulsive politics. I'll give you credit if you look good.
Ted Cruz doesn't look human.
But this guy has a specific niche of guys that he likes.
I guess.
You don't share it.
Who is
Look at
this
this
man?
guy.
Oh, that's his dad.
Oh, he's the monarch of Sweden.
Oh. Look at
I
that.
just want to say, whoever this person is must have a wonderful time at bathhouses because this is the type of this genre of man.
He's the collector. We found the collector's Tumblr page.
Is the majority of people that go to these places that most guys kind of avert their eyes from.
Yeah.
The person that runs this blog, he's there for that.
This is the guy that refuses to put his underwear on after he gets out of the shower. Like just walks around. I feel like we're glossing over the most important thing, which is how has Mike Francesa not appeared on this blog? There's a sports
He
connection,
has.
and he's
Let's
definitely
see,
that
is there
guy.
a
Yeah,
search?
can we write this guy a letter, like a fan mail, and ask him to put Mike Francesa on?
Well, he clearly takes questions on his Tumblr, Rob.
Yeah,
just ask him.
He seems very responsive.
Mike Pompeo is on.
Another Mike, another repulsive Mike
Yeah.
in the news.
Does Rudy Giuliani make the cut?
That might be too
Well,
low for this guy.
here's the archive, so it's like, you know, it's more thumbnails. But I don't see Mike Francesa. There's no search, unfortunately.
Look, someone asked him what his body count is. Go
Where
up,
do we
look,
see this?
and he says he's bi. So do you count women?
Oh.
What's your body count? Well, I'm bi, so I'll assume you just mean the guys, which is a grand total of 3, none of whom were above my preferred age limit of 50.
Wow.
And I feel I have to add they were all over 21.
What an unfulfilled life.
I need to just be like, have you ever considered going to a bathhouse? You could get that body count climbing.
Oh
Who's the shirtless man on the lower left? Is that Daniel Baldwin?
Oh wow, yeah. He's not old enough. Well, in that photo.
Oh.
Probably is now.
Community label mature.
Ooh.
Oh, I have to
So that
sign
might
in
be a
for that.
nude. Let's.
It's Jim Carter.
Oh, aren't all these guys mature though?
Well, these particular photos are labeled. I don't know. It's like
I know
porn.
it was a joke. The different meaning of mature.
I see what you're saying.
But
That's all right.
Yeah, we definitely have to do, when this show ends, we have to write a note to him and say that we really find Mike Francesa to be juicy and give us your opinion. You may not have
What if
heard
we
of him.
just get this guy on the podcast next week to sit in?
That's our in. So we write to him. Maybe we have a little back and forth. He posts a Mike Francesa thing, and then we say, "Hey, this guy responded to us. Now let's try to interview." him."
Yeah. And then we spend 90 minutes just naming old white men, and this guy says would or would not.
And I'm sure he'd love that. He would love it. And we're promoting his Tumblr
Yeah.
blog.
I thought Tumblr wasn't a thing anymore.
What's the thing?
It's
No,
like
they
a less
just they
prominent
ended.
thing.
Yeah, it's because they stopped allowing nudity, so there was a big exodus. But it's a thing.
It still posts pictures of Bill Parcells in short shorts, though.
With his belly bulge pressing out against the cloth tightly. I really want to see, because I feel Mike Francesa, although he does have a national show, whatever, he may be too regional for this guy. Who knows where this guy lives? Maybe he just hasn't encountered Mike Francesa. He might fall in love. Now, Rob, also wanted to ask you, when you go to these bathhouses, right, and you see, now I know there are gay men that go there to have sex, but also people just go to have a bath. So would you say the majority of these husky older men go there just to have a bath, or is there a plethora of gay men there in that genre?
There's a plethora.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I always
mean, there's
picture when it's
plenty
an
to
old.
choose from.
I just think of like 65 to 70-year-old men as like they've given up on sex and they just want to get a bath.
No, they're like the
fucking
pervy.
pervert.
They're the biggest pervs. They're like
They have the least inhibitions.
I'm willing to
Yeah.
learn here.
Of the probability of a person being a creep, if the older they are, the bigger the probability, I would say, of just like, too like, hey, that's awkward.
Why do you think
Now, let
that
me
is?
ask, how much of the creep factor is them being old and how much is what they're actually doing? Like, if it was a 25-year-old doing the same stuff, would it be as creepy?
Yeah, I think it's just like lack of social skill. Like, it's probably because they're closeted. Like, they're probably just on like a business trip, away from the wife or something like that.
Football scouting?
Yeah, stuff like that.
He wishes.
But not all mature men, just most.
All mature men matter.
Oh my God.
I mean, hey, they need to get off too, Everyone needs to get off. Well, why not? As long as it's consensual and legal.
Yeah.
As long as there's no collector in the lower right of the frame trying to catch the cum shot with non-consensual.
Yeah, if he was invited, then help yourself.
Just picture the guy, the two guys fucking around, and then some face just pops up like no one asked him in, and he's like, waiting for a cum droplet.
Hey,
I'll
the
take
cum ain't
that.
done.
He's with a petri dish and a slide, waiting to take it home. No. This
The
isn't for
petri
sex.
dish
I'm
is
gonna
his
analyze
mouth.
this.
The petri dish is his mouth. It's not.
Yeah.
Right. This is for scientific purposes, guys. Just don't want to waste the slide.
All right.
All right.
Let's talk about our Spotify picks of the week. Every week we each pick a Spotify song. We throw it on our playlist, the RIP Livecast Music Break. Give it a search. You can find it at riplivecast.com or just search for it on Spotify. And this week I picked a song from Seether.
I'm so confused by this.
I can't believe it either. But I will say I was in my jiu-jitsu class, and the playlist was finally like a rock playlist, and there was actually like really good stuff on there. There was Danzig, and then there was Typo Negative, some Metallica, like older Metallica, and then this song by Seether, and the whole time I'm like, oh, I know this melody. And the song is Remedy. And I'm sure you've heard it. It's the one that goes, Remedy.
It sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds vaguely familiar. And I was like, oh, I feel like I listen to this all the time. And I couldn't, I was like, who is this? Like, what knockoff grunge band is this? You know, like, what second wave grunge band? You know, like, I was like,
either.
This isn't this isn't Stone Temple Pilots. It's better than Puddle of Mud. Like what? Okay. And then I forgot about it. And then like you were saying, Sid, I woke up the next morning and it was just in my head, and I was like, oh, the song is called Remedy. I remember like Remedy. I just remember that one word.
And not the Jason Mraz song Remedy.
This is not the Jason
Mraz. Him you unironically like.
I never got into Jason Mraz. But yeah, so it's very catchy, and it's a good song to roll to if you're at the jiu-jitsu gym. Because I sadly it's not like a death metal gym; it's more of a hard rock gym.
Well, you could turn it into a death metal.
True, I've been thinking about making a BJJ playlist of like good, like Hatebreed, more hardcore stuff.
Madball,
maybe a little Public Enemy. Got a little political in there.
You're a big Farrakhan fan?
What were you saying, Rob?
I asked what was your pick?
There's a hardcore band, I guess, called Koyo. I'd never heard of them, but I think they're from like Long Island. They're like a emo hardcore, whatever. But they did a cover of one of my favorite Jawbreaker songs this week. That came across my my desk. And it sounded very good. I actually liked it almost as much as the original Jawbreaker version. It's a cover of the song "Do You Still Hate Me?" And yeah, did it encourage me to listen to other songs by this band? No, I did not. I just listened to this song and then stopped. But it was very good.
Perhaps the listener, it might encourage them.
Yeah, you guys listen to Koyo, listen to their other songs, and then tell me if it's worth my time. Find me on Discord and let me know.
There you go,
Darren.
Darren.
Well, I found out that Titus Burgess of the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt and other great things had an album. So he has an R&B album, and it's very good.
Artiste.
I enjoyed it, but also I discovered that the first song is called 45, and it's exactly what you think it is. It's
about turning 45.
No, it's the R&B version of Alex Skolnick's "Fuck Trump."
Oh no!
And it's very embarrassing. It's a good song because he's a talented musician,
but the
lyrics are extremely.
Can you give us a sampling? Anything that stood out to you?
Hold on a second. I want to read them because I have them up here. Twice. Well, a lot of it is about how good Obama is, and then he downshifts into. So this is the chorus. So wake from your slumber, 45 will put us under. Can't you hear the distant thunder? It's like Men at Work almost.
Oh boy.
I am sure. Wake from your slumber. All right, that's repeating. And then he says, oh, 45. a real nosedive for American lives because he's not really sure. Oh, no, he's not really sure. I'm so transfixed. He's dumb as bricks. A magic show with no tricks. Let's see. There's one other. I know there's one other good one I remember. Hold on. Why can't we just toss him like we did 1773 with the T in the sea up in Boston? Say your last prayers, red cap wearers.
Oh.
Make America great again? Never. Wakanda forever.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Well, this came out in 2019, so I feel like there was.
Oh, well, even
Okay, that's a different time, but still.
But it's a good song. It's like I can separate like poor politics and badly written cringe lyrics from the guy's talent. So I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it in sort of an ironic way, but I definitely enjoyed it. It's the same way I enjoyed Trump Sucks.
Okay.
By Ashkoli D. Not really, because that's also musically inept. This is not.
Yeah.
This is musically great, but the lyrics are enjoyable on a different level.
And I want to mention our Patreon, $5 a month if you want to support the show. If you like all this free content we give you, want to give us a little tipski, join our Patreon, patreon.com/RIPLivecast. You can tip us as low as $1 a month. We appreciate the tips. For $5 a month, you get 2 bonus episodes every month. And we have some good ones in there. We have 3 years plus of bonus episodes for you, for your entertainment. And plus, every week, Sid does a TV talk column recommending what shows to watch. Our most recent bonus episode is we watch the Access TV reality show Banded, which is like if American Idol had 100th of the budget. It was promoted as featuring Vince Neil, who does not show up until the last episode. We watched the first episode and then kind of sped through it. Also, we have great, really fun episodes that are listen-alongs. We did listen-alongs to Megadeth's Risk, to Saint Anger, to the most recent Metallica album, 72 Seasons. There's also watch-alongs of the stand-up comedy special, Comedy Quote Unquote, from Rob Schneider. Plenty of fun stuff in the archives. Oh, we did a watch-along of Jewish matchmaking. And tons of stuff in there, like the Livecast Meme Hall of Fame, where we induct some of our favorite characters from the shows. We watched plenty of Motley Crue stuff to make fun of him. There's a ton in there. Just get in there, patreon.com/RIPLivecast. $10 a month to become a top Livecast fan. You get a shout out at the end of the show, which is right now. How we doing it, folks?
You want to do it as Francesa criticizing them?
Darren, do you want to?
Oh yeah, sure.
Take it over.
Well, now let's see who we have here on our list of sponsors. Okay, it's Eric. Eric, he's not quite, doesn't quite belong on the Mature Men's blog. Benjamin, Nipples, like pepperoni pizzas. They're okay. They're fine. Fine. I wouldn't say they're a preseason favorite, but they're okay. Dan, Sam, I am not really hot water bottle nipples. I would say more of a flattened out grapefruit type of thing.
Oh my God.
Mindy is keeper. Shashorsa Sukshits. I don't think they're really in line with the Jets' offensive coordinator job. They think they are, but they're not. They're going to have a rude awakening when the season comes together. Hugo likes tacos. Lander Danks, LaCroix. They're all 3 points behind Tiger Woods in the golf and the Masters. And you guys got to check out the Masters. If you're not, then you're not a sports fan. Corey and Scotty H. Doug Pigman. Shout out to you for taking care of my fine horses down at the stables that I own. They're going to be racing in the Preakness this weekend. And Douglas, who are you, Levison? And hey, guys, it's Josh. You guys, your ratings are terrible. You don't belong. I made a fortune in this business. You don't get to tell me anything about how to do radio. All right? Back after this.
Beautiful. Thank you for tuning in, folks. We'll be back next Saturday around noon Eastern. Thank you. We love you. We kiss you. Bye-bye.